Hi everyone, welcome to Daily News Analysis. Today is 9th June and let's look at some of the important news that is relevant. First news is coming from the Madras High Court. So Madras High Court has sent four Golden Tobacco, which is a company, these directors to jail for contempt. Now why has it done that? It's because they have been using the trademark Gold Flake for their cigarette despite an interim injunction that was granted against by the High Court on July 26, 2018. So back in 2018, High Court asked them not to use Gold Flake as their as the trademark as the mark, which so ITC, that is the Indian Tobacco Company, filed a suit against them and they were stopped, they were ordered not to use the name. Despite that, they continued using the name. So the Madras High Court has found Golden Tobacco Limited guilty of contempt of court and directed four of its directors to undergo simple imprisonment of 2 weeks in a civil prison. So it's just a simple imprisonment of 2 weeks because the directors were very aged. That's why they have been given a simple punishment, not very harsh punishment. The court imposed milder punishment since the directors A.K. Joshi, Jaskaran H. Khurana, Bharat B. Merchant and Kokila Panchal, they were aged. That's why a milder punishment. A division bench of justices S.S. Sundar and P.B. Balaji delivered the verdict on a petition which was filed by ITC Limited in 2019 accusing Golden Tobacco and its four directors of continuing to imitate the trademark Gold Flake for their cigarette despite an interim injunction. Here in another news, the Delhi High Court has stayed the suspension of Hajj group organizers, noting that Hajj is not only a tourist activity but it is their religious activity which is fundamental in nature. So the Delhi High Court has stayed the suspension of registration and quota of private Hajj group organizations, noting that Hajj for Muslim is not merely a holiday but a medium of practicing their faith, which is a fundamental right. A Gujarat High Court, while indicating that he might not allow the plea of a minor gang rape survivor for termination of pregnancy, has quoted Manu Smriti saying that earlier, a few years back, some year back, it was normal for a girl to get married by the age of 14-15 years and she was able to bear children at the age of 17 years. So that should also be taken into consideration. So he referred to Manu Smriti to illustrate that women of her age used to deliver babies in the past. So he said that in the older times it was normal for a girl to get married by 14-15 years of age and to have a child before the age of 17. So the counsel of the survivor, who is a little short of 17 years and is currently 29 weeks pregnant, well past the normal cutoff of 24 weeks. In a good news, DRDO has successfully tested ballistic missile Agni Prime. It's a new generation ballistic missile Agni Prime. It was successfully flight tested by DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island of Odisha on Wednesday. Regarding the Manipur violence, CBI will probe if violence in Manipur was pre-planned. So they have selected 6 cases out of the 3,734 FIRs that were launched. They have selected 6 cases, and Home Minister Amit Shah has asked the Naga MLAs to help bridge the Meitei Kuki divide. So there has been an ethnic violence. Now whether it was pre-planned or not, that will be investigated now. And Ministry of Home Affairs has approved 101.75 crore rupees for those who are displaced in such violence. So the Manipur government has recommended 6 cases to the center for an investigation by the CBI. The list includes a common conspiracy case to investigate whether the ethnic violence was pre-planned. There are more Muslim castes on Bengal OBC list than the Hindu OBC. So this was reported by NCBC chief. Following allegations that undocumented immigrants from Bangladesh and Rohingya from Myanmar were being granted reservation in West Bengal, the National Commission for Backward Classes has launched an investigation into the state's OBC list. Now, the panel chairperson Hansraj Gangaram said on Thursday at a press conference in New Delhi, he said that when we visited the state in February, we took up the matter and questioned how there are more Muslims in OBC caste than Hindu OBC caste in the state. And when the absolute population of Hindus in the state is clearly higher, and they did not have any satisfactory reply for that. Good news coming for these doctors, because the national exit test will start from 2024. So ending months of speculation, the Union Health Minister has announced that the next, which is national exit test, will be held from 2024. Now what is the next is the next will replace the final year MBBS examination and the national eligibility cum entrance test postgraduate. So now next will act as the test for registration of doctors and admission to medical postgraduate courses. RBI holds rates, vows to keep price stability. So the Monetary Policy Committee, it's written MPC here, it keeps the repo rate unchanged. So repo rate is 6.50%, and RBI has forecasted real GDP growth for 23-24 at 6.5%. It has also projected the consumer price index inflation to average 5.1% this fiscal year. The RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das says that we have made good progress in containing inflation. Despite 3 years of global turmoil, India's growth has bounced back. It also says in this news that half of 2000 rupees notes have come back to the bank. So in the 17 days since the RBI commenced the withdrawal of 2000 notes, about half, that is 1.8 lakh crore of those notes in circulation, have returned to the banking system. I have already mentioned that 1.8 lakh crore rupees have been returned to the banking system, about 50% of 2000 rupees notes. Property prices shoot up in most cities in fourth quarter of financial year. So 43 cities out of 50 cities. Ahmedabad recorded the highest rise in housing prices at 10.8% according to the Housing Price Index data released by the National Housing Bank. Electric vehicle two-wheeler firms, they send SOS to Finance Minister and they flag rising stress. So there is this committee, there is this the Society of Manufacturers of Electric Vehicles, it's written SMEV here. It seeks Nirmala Sitharaman's help to cope with the stress caused by 1,200 crore rupees of unpaid subsidies. Now EV Makers Group says banks have stopped expanding credit to two-wheeler firms and losses are piling up. Now the SMEV Secretary General Ajay Sharma urges Finance Minister to consider creating a 3,000 crore rehabilitation fund. Subsidies have been due from Ministry of Heavy Industries since January 2022. Ministry has sought the return of subventions paid under the FAME 2 scheme, and companies also told to refund some money to their customers. There is smoke from Canadian wildfire has shrouded New York in an apocalyptic smog this Wednesday, as cities along the US East Coast issued air pollution warning. The devastating fires have displaced more than 20,000 people in Canada. Prime Minister of Canada Justin Trudeau has described this wildfire season as the country's worst ever. The US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration NOAA has said that an El Nino climate phenomena has arrived, which can lead to new temperature records around the world. Depending on its strength, El Nino can cause a range of impacts such as increasing the risk of heavy rainfall and drought. In another international news, the US and UK have come together to forge Atlantic Declaration to boost ties. So the United Nations, the United States and the Britain, they announced a new strategic pact as their leaders rededicated the special relationship to counter Russia, China, and economic instability. In a White House summit, US President Joe Biden and Prime Minister Rishi Sunak they discussed Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the lightning fast evolution of artificial intelligence. Pakistan High Court has granted Imran Khan protective bail in a murder case. So the Pakistan High Court has granted protective bail to former Premier Imran Khan in a case registered against him for the murder of Supreme Court lawyer Abdul Razzaq Shar, who was shot dead in Quetta on June 6 by unknown gunmen, and reserves its verdict on bail petitions filed by Mr. Khan in 8 other cases. That's all for right now. Thank you so much. See you in the next session with more set of news. Till then, have a good day. Goodbye.